Hello everyone, my name is Kurazar, and welcome back to Rusty Gears Season 2. Those of you with a keen eye will note that I am not at home. I'm also not at the food place, the new farm, which I'm kind of calling Fort Food, just because it's kind of funny and cute and dopey. But I have been taking apart some of these ruins nearby to get access to some of the more interesting and, in our experience, at least so far in this world, unusual colors. I have not come across any slate yet, and I don't know anybody else who has, for instance. But I'm kind of been a little silly. I've been taking apart the cobblestone by hand because I can, in order to save durability on pickaxes. Because we don't have any more tin. I've not found any more tin nearby, or, well, nearby or far away, and that's a problem. However, I did find something on another trip back to the copper mines that we originally found all of our bountiful copper from. So I think before I go too much farther, I'll finish taking apart this ruin here, but before we go any farther, I think it's time we go back to that mine, and I want to show you something else that I found when I dug deeper. And here we are back at the mine. It's kind of hard to recognize because of all the snow and ice everywhere, but we should, here we go, right here. So I had noticed that if I can get my pro pick out, in addition to the decent native copper at 16-ish%, we also have decent hematite at 3.1%, or thereabouts. And so I did spend some time cutting down more reeds and built more of these rope ladders, and then I descended deeper into... that's where our copper was previously. I descended deeper into these pits where I stumbled across some rich hematite. And so I think what we're going to do is, because we don't have any tin left that we've been able to find, we're going to mine out a bunch of this hematite, and we're going to make some tools, especially shovels and pickaxes, and we're going to use these to help us get moving on the community farm. So I'm going to get working on this and bring all this stuff home and start getting into some ironworking. Well everyone, we are not quite done with this trip yet, but I'm just out gathering some flax seeds to bring home because I was letting my temporal stability recover, because boy is that mine negative. Oh man, I can't stay for more than about 5 minutes before things get a little silly. But I've been keeping to my principle of poke my head down every hole that I spot, and it has paid off. I want to show you something over here that I just saw from poking my head down. Check it out. We have a little ruin here. And let's see, I want to figure out a way to get down. Well, I'll just hop in. We will just pillar out with some dirt, but yes, this is quite the fun little find. We got some pants. Do I have pants? I have pants. Okay. I don't need pants right now. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I do like these little ruins. We've seen them before in the Vintage Story Guide. This one looks like it is fully closed off, which is a nice change. But yeah, lots of forge vessels. And I think, let's see, more copper spears and some tin bronze arrowheads. So nothing to write home about in the loot department, but we do have aged logs here, and they're cool. I don't typically use them, but they are certainly a neat find, and maybe somebody else on the server could use them. So we will have to remember this for later. I have it marked on the map with a yellow or gold sort of urn. And now that my stability has recovered, I'm going to head back down into the mines. We already have a whole bunch of stuff, but I want to see if I can fill out these last few slots of iron and get it home. Alright everyone, we are headed out of here, and we are making out like bandits. Look at this. We are going to be ready for the Iron Age very shortly. So let's get this home and get this processed, and then I'll start gathering materials for the build, and then we'll go do the build. one weakness of my plan. I seem to have left my hammer at the build site. Over here. That's a problem. Okay, iron starts tomorrow then. Okay, everyone, our ground prep work is complete, and I bet you're all wondering why I have dug this into the ground like this, because I think I mentioned making a fort, didn't I? Well, the reason is that I wanted to dig under here just to make sure that I picked up enough dirt, and also to mark where I want the farms to go above. Just how high are the farms going to be, Corzar? Well, I was thinking that 12 blocks would be a pretty good start. That's a little high. Maybe 10. We could do 10, right? We could do 10. 10's fine. 10's fine. It's perfect. Yeah. Ow, my knees. So, yeah, I think... yeah, that's definitely high enough. And this isn't going to be the final size of the entire fort, but I think we'll build it in stages. Today, we're going to get at least these first 3 farm areas in, because I discovered that because we have longer months here on the server, and crop growth rates are tied to months, crops take a really long time to grow. Flax takes 60 days to grow. Now, granted, if you're on the server once every couple days and a lot of other folks are online when you're not online, that might not be a problem. But if you're playing every day, or every other day even, that can take flax a long, long time to grow. So I want to make sure we get things in the ground that we can get in the ground today, and get them moving so that everybody on the server can have access to both food and some flax. So let's go ahead and I'm going to drop some ladders here. There we go. And we're just going to finish this up to the top, like so. Now, as far as what I want to do design-wise up there, I think for now, today, we're going to have stilts. And that's fine. We'll survive. And we might even just do just these 4 stilts here for expediency's sake, and leave these as markers. But I want to use probably some of the native materials. I'm thinking that sandstone and maybe some bauxite for accent, as well as I was going to do chalk, but I might lean toward limestone, and I think over here we have some limestone that we can gather. And then maybe to top it off with a dark, bold color, either maybe acacia, or maybe some ebony, or maybe even some walnut from that grove over there. So yeah, let's think about that while we get our farms working, and that's why I have all this dirt here. So let's get these moving, shall we? There we have the basic outline for one farm, and these will be all the plantable locations. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and probably start doing a bit of a quarry directly underneath what will be the fort here, probably starting right here at the center, because I want to get some of the sandstone. I'm also going to head down to here where I spotted some blue clay on the map, and we'll get that going, and we'll get some sandstone cobble going, while we also relieve some sandstone bricks for use later. So, what are we doing with all of these sandstone, cobblestone slabs we just made? Well, we are going to try to figure a way to put these on the underside, which I probably should have done before we started doing anything crazy. But here we are. I might just pillar up and take care of these from below, but I want to make a little platform under here just to make sure that if someone digs the dirt out by accident, then they won't just fall, and we'll also have something for the water to rest upon and not create constant waterfalls down here. So I'm going to get this done, and then we'll start with, you know, I think I want to get part of what's going to go in between these done, at least right here and over there, and then we will get these farms put in place. Okay, everyone, here we have the start of our farms going on behind me and around me. And now, what is going to go in between these, you might ask? Well, for lining these, I'm thinking we will do some top half slabs in the sandstone cobblestone variant. Now, this, of course, here, so much of it can be an eyesore, but this is all going to be tucked away. And for here, what I think we'll do is I want to get some stone path going. And that used up an entire stack. Sure, fine. And so what we'll do is we're going to have basically a grid work of paths going through here. And we will have gates on each section. And in the center, I want to have some kind of house with a staircase that comes down under this farm here and then leads out through what will be the front gate. And I imagine that we'll be able to have something else under these. For now, I'm just going to probably stone this to keep the drifters out. But later, I'm thinking we could maybe repurpose these areas for other renewable things. Maybe some farming of animals. I guess that'd be ranching, wouldn't it? We could also put production areas for things like rot or honey or other sort of things that you need to ferment things or store them in barrels for a while. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I think this will turn out pretty cool. And we'll just finish this up like this. And then we're going to go and grab our hoe. Well, we're going to go and make a bunch of hoes. We're going to hoe all this grass down. We will get some water to bring up here. And then we'll get our seeds in. Now, for these center areas, I'm going to leave these bare for now because I don't want to put... Well, actually, I might want to put some soil in now. No, we'll put soil in later, I think. What I want to do here is we'll probably go and find some colorful flowers. Like, say, I don't know, lupins, perhaps? And then we will ring the lupins around here. And in the very center, we'll have a fruit tree. Now, here, we're going to be looking at probably the tropical fruit trees. I'm going to probably go for oranges and pomegranates. We'll see if we can maybe put some of the more temperate trees a little farther out where they'll actually get some snow. So let's go and get our hose and our water and our seeds and get going. Okay, well let's go and pick up the seeds from where Per left them, and we'll also check out our little garden to see if anything there has grown up, and then let's be right back. Okay, and here is where Per left the seeds. We'll just take all these over to the farm and get them in the ground. And here is our farm, and everything is ready. So let's go ahead and harvest all this too while we're here. We have our extra seeds from this chest here. And you know what? Since we're going to be sort of doing the same thing that we're doing here down there, I think it might be best if we just bring this Terra Preta with us once it recovers. So I'm going to leave it here to recover, and we'll come back in, oh, I don't know, a month or so. Well, next time I'm on, basically. And we will see if we can bring that with us. And now that we're back, it's time to clear out the fields and get planting. We will start with our K-crops over here, and by K-crops, I mean flax. And pretty much nothing but flax. Because we need boatloads of it at all times. In the center here, I want to put our pea crops, starting with the onions, and ending with the parsnips. And then over here in the N fields, I think we'll just plant the spelt and the rye, because we already have veggies coming from here, so I figure grain should go fine here. And there we have it. A fully planted field. Fields, plural. And then we have 5 more to do over the coming episodes. I will probably do most of that work in between episodes, just so we don't have, you know, more episodes of me doing the same thing here. But then, once we get to putting down, or putting up the walls, and the central house here, we will certainly come back to focus on those, because those should be kind of fun. Well, everyone, that is about all the time we have for this episode of Rusty Gears Season 2. I hope you enjoyed our adventure in getting the tools we're going to need to build this giant farm, and then actually breaking ground. I'm sure everyone on the server is looking forward to having crops year-round, and that includes myself. So yeah, let's get this moving. In the coming episodes, look forward to building the walls and filling out some of the details on the farm, and eventually putting a house up in the middle. A big communal hotel. As always, my name has been Corazar. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.